It is Afterburn review time once again in the Spicicus household. Today another pepper, courtesy of Jim Duffy at Refining Fire Chilies. Link as always in the description. This is the Piment d'Espelette from France and actually encompassing the northern Basque area. I have a trusty ruler with me, so I'm going to go up to the camera here. Let's see how lengthy this pod is. See, it's probably somewhere around 4.5 inches or 11 centimeters. It's kind of pointy on the bottom here, maybe a little bit of a tail. I read that you usually see this in pureed form. And a little bit of juice. Got a little bit of notes right here as well. Also ground into a powder, dried up and ground into a powder. I'd say a fairly thick wall and a lot of seeds. But again, this is not a super hot, so I am not worried at all. In fact, I'm going to enjoy this and break it up into little quadrants with my dull knife. God, I need a new knife. See? Get some more views and I can buy a new knife. So let's try this Piment d'Espelette. I don't think I pronounced it right, but oh well, let me know down in the comments. Little bit of sweet, bunch of, I wouldn't call it bitter, but it's kind of in between sweet and bitter. Minimal heat. Getting a little bit of a bell pepper kind of flavor in there. But man, there's a lot of seeds in there. Holy cow. Look at that. Bunch of that is, look at all those seeds in there. There you go. Heat is there. It's mostly on the tip of the tongue right now. It's got a little bit of a fruitiness to it. There's really no intense, there's no increasing heat at all. Even after I keep on eating the top part of the pepper. It's not as juicy as some of the other pods I've gotten from Jim. It does have this fairly refreshing feel to it though. I know a couple of pods in the past I've tried to make some kind of a comparison to a cucumber or a zucchini. I'm getting a little bit of that, but not as much as the other two pods that I had, in which I said what I just said. Cucumber, zucchini. You never would have thought about that, would you? Heat just stays around. It's nothing major, fairly minor. I would give this on heat perhaps a 1.5 out of 10. It just stays there and it's not getting any hotter. Still remains on the tip of the tongue and not too much more than that. I don't think it's even trying to migrate to the back of the throat at all. Flavor wise, again, it's alright. Mostly good. Mostly good on this one. I think again, after having some of the other pods that I've already reviewed from Jim, which has enormously high standards to live up to, no less. You know, this is just, to me, becoming another pod. So take that for what it is. It is fairly solid. It's pretty good. And I can see this, you know, being ground up, dried, and put on some kind of dish. You know, some kind of seasoning for some kind of a dish. But otherwise, you know, people are not going to be popping these whole. People are not going to be, you know, they're going to be using this pod for something and not just, oh, I'm just going to eat this on camera for somebody. But what are your thoughts on this pod? Leave it down in the comments. That is all for this Afterburn review. Embrace that pain, and I'll see you in the next video.